Okay, I know the title sounds weird, but just hear me out. I was scrolling through Pinterest the other day and I came across this photo of a house covered in pumpkins. I got really inspired by this, but I wanted to put my own spin on it. So today, we're building a pumpkin house. I mean, not shaped like one, but you get the idea. It's also the perfect time to build this, seeing as Halloween is right around the corner. As always, I'm really excited to share y'all how it came out. So, with that being said, let's get on to the speed build. So, we're going to be in the world of Willow Creek, and we're going to be building on the Rendell Rose lot. It's like a little 20 by 20 lot. It's pretty small. And I want to say two things before actually getting into like the voiceover part. Number one, if you are wanting to download this build on the gallery, you better have like basically every single pack in this game because I went a little bit crazy. It's bad. Like I don't even know how many packs I use, but this is not a limited pack build. So if you don't own all the packs, I am so sorry. But I actually just did a limited pack build with Adventure Awaits in just the base game. I can link it for y'all if y'all want to go ahead and watch that after this video, of course. It's on my gallery in case you want to download it. I won't spoil what it is, but you can watch the video and find out. And second thing is this build is very, very orange. So if you don't like orange or you don't want to see an eyesore full of orange, you can watch that video I linked because you will not be having a good time if you watch this video. Anyways, you might be wondering why I wanted to build a pumpkin themed house and not like a normal Halloween build. Like any other person would do. But listen, first of all, you saw the photo. I'll put it again on screen just in case. But you saw that photo, right? Like, that is just so cool to me. Like, okay, first of all, like, just imagine how rich those people are to afford all of those pumpkins to put all around their house, right? Like that just by itself is sick, right? Another thing is I didn't want to like copy it word for word, but like I wanted to put my own spin on it. Like I said in the intro, I'm just repeating myself. Second thing though, also like the main reason why I did this is because every single year, and no hate to simmers, like build simmers or whatever that do this. Every single year, I just see people build haunted houses. Don't get me wrong. I'm probably going to do that too, but I wanted to be like quirky and a little different and not like everybody else and build a pumpkin house. Well, okay, no, it's not a pumpkin house, but like a pumpkin inspired house. Originally, I was going to build like a pumpkin house, but The Sim has its limitations. And I know I would get very frustrated and the build would just not turn out good if I tried building a pumpkin house. So we're not even going to go there. This is the best y'all are going to get. If y'all want to try building a pumpkin house of y'all's own, be my guest and I will download that because I actually want to see someone do that. That would be really cool. I'm not advanced enough to build a pumpkin house, so all I would do is just size up a pumpkin and call it a day. And I know y'all don't want to see that, so why did I do it? Anyways, I will actually talk about the build now and stop rambling. I'm sorry. So like I said, I'm building a pumpkin inspired house and the whole like exterior of the build came together so easily. The inside is a different story, but the exterior, it was like probably one of the easiest builds I've ever done, like exterior wise, like even including the wallpaper and stuff, because if you've watched this channel for a bit, you know normally I cut out the exterior wallpapers that I do because I just struggle so much with that. But this, so easy. So the brick I'm using is from the new expansion pack, Adventure Awaits. And I don't know, I know it's not like the color of like a stem on a pumpkin, but it gives me those like cozy, like pumpkin spice kind of vibes. Does that make sense? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Like, are you following? I hope so. And then I just used some basic orange siding from the base game because that's the perfect pumpkin color. Like, let's be so for real right now. And then I used a couple different windows from a bunch of different packs. This is what I mean when I say I went ham with packs. Like, I did not limit myself at all. So on the bottom floor, we obviously have some base game windows because those are just a classic. And then on the left hand side that y'all are like seeing right now, on the left hand side, I use like this big get together, like I don't even know, like it looks like a panel almost of just windows. I thought it looked cool, and I've never used those windows before just because they're so big, and I find it really hard just to fit those into like any build, because most of the time I don't build family homes. Like I either build rundown, grungy, trashy builds, or I build like community lots. Like those are the only two things I do. I never do family homes because I never play in family homes. So I've never gotten a chance to use it, and I wanted to use it, so I did. And then we also have some Strangerville windows as well. No reason for using them besides they just look cute, and I wanted to use them, so I did. Also, y'all are gonna notice I included some landscaping in this video. Guys, I know. Give me a round of applause. Thank you. If you are an average viewer of this channel, you know I never ever include landscaping into my builds, ever. Why? Because I'm bad at it, and it normally takes me like 100 million years just to get the landscaping like how I wanted it to, you know? But the landscaping also came really easy. Like the whole exterior came easy, but y'all will see when we get into the inside I struggled. I thought the inside would be the easiest part. No, it was not. Anyways, we're starting to get all the pumpkins together. So first of all, I'm gonna disappoint some people when I say this, but that rug you see by the front door, you can't actually get it. And you might be like, what are you saying? What are you talking about? That rug is so stinking cute. I want it. Well, there was a rewards event back in like 2024, I think. I'm saying that like it was like 10 years ago, bro. It wasn't even a year ago. Last December, there was like a cozy at home rewards event like the one that we have now. By the way, if you haven't done the one that we have now, please do it, because you will lose out on those items, and I will get to that in a second. Basically, the cozy at home, cozy celebrations, whatever rewards event, we had that, right? It was like a Fortnite battle pass situation. Like you had to do a bunch of different stuff in order to like unlock these different items. And one of those items was that little doormat you see in the front right there, and it has like a bunch of different cute swatches on it. But if you didn't do that event, or you just like didn't get the chance to do it or whatever, you missed out on all those items from the event. And I am very sorry to the people that missed out on those items, because those items are so stinking cute. It came with like 4 different wreaths you could collect, and that doormat, and it came with a cool frame TV. I also used that TV in the build too. So if you didn't do that event, I am so sorry. But like I had to use them. They were like perfect for this build. So the first thing I used from that event was the pumpkin doormat. And like, I'm building a pumpkin house. Like, of course I'm going to be using a pumpkin doormat. Come on now. And then the second thing was, there's like this like cool frame TV that looks like a picture, but it's like not actually a picture. To compare it, there's one from the Modern Lux kit. I think it has a frame TV thing, but that one, the one that I'm using in this build, that's cooler because it has pumpkins just as the like picture for it. Like, that's perfect for this house. So of course I had to use that. But if you didn't do that event, I'm really sorry that I'm using it. But there's an event going on right now for the new, like, in celebration of the new expansion pack coming out, which go off, I guess, but you need to do it to get those items, because I don't want any of y'all watching this to lose out on those items. It literally, I promise you, it takes like 20 minutes. If even, to do it all. You can use UI cheats, like if you have mods installed, you can use UI cheats to cheat through it. Do it while watching this video. Please tell me that you did it in the comments if you haven't already. I will be on y'all's butts if you did not. Anyways, I'm sorry for rambling so much. I got hyped for a second. You can see that I did the entryway super duper quick. There's nothing really to talk about that. I mean, I put a bookshelf, I put some benches. I put a bench, I put a hall tree thing, whatever. Like, it's not that much to run home about. But we're in the kitchen now, and the kitchen, I did so much clutter for this. Like, it's definitely not one of the most cluttered parts of this house, but it's definitely like cluttered enough, if that makes sense. But you're gonna see I put a lot of clutter on the counters. I did leave one empty space open for the counters though, just so y'all are able to like access it and make food and whatever. And I did also, by the way, to put this in here, I play tested the whole build. Whole build is fine. It's up on my gallery. My gallery ID is luvions, in case you wanted to download it. Anyways, I'll tell y'all a little bit about this kitchen before we move on into the living room. So I used these like orange Parenthood counters, and I was debating between 2 swatches. So there's that like light orange swatch that I ended up using, but if you were like paying attention earlier, like for a quick second, there was like this dark like umber, I want to say, looking like swatch of that. I almost used that. I was like heavily considering it, but then I was thinking about like the whole vibes of this kitchen, and like I feel like this kitchen just like would not have like a dark orange, you know, like it doesn't scream pumpkin to me. And when I'm doing this build, like I want this build to scream pumpkin. Like you walk in this house and you are ass blasted with like pumpkin spice, and it's like nauseating to smell. Like that's the kind of vibes I want to be going for. Okay, so I use those Parenthood counters, and then I use that stove from Jungle Adventure, and that is literally like the perfect orange kind of stove situation vibes, I guess. I used a fridge from the kits, like the kitchen clutter kit or something. I used it from that kit. I thought it fit the vibe, but I added a bunch of pumpkins to like the counters and like a bunch of leaves and pumpkin-y stuff and whatever. I thought it came together really cute, and I'm happy with how it turned out. Now, actually talking about the dining room. So this dining room, it definitely gave me a run for its money. It might look like it's coming together like super cute and whatnot, but I low-key struggled because this is going to be a recurring theme throughout this video, so bear that in mind. I struggled so much with the wall decor. Like, I don't even know what was going on. I don't know what was happening, but this wall decor situation, it was not giving what I needed it to give, if that made sense. The wall decor was just not screaming pumpkin to me. It was just screaming like bland, basic, boring. So obviously I had to do a little bit of custom wall decor. And you might be thinking, what do you mean custom wall decor? You're using the base game stuff. Yes, I know that. Thank you. What I mean is I'm making like throughout this entire build, basically, I've made my own little gallery walls. And that's the thing I want to touch on real quick. I know my gallery walls are not good. I don't want anyone in my comment section being like, oh my god, your gallery wall sucks because you're stating the obvious. I know. We don't need an obvious Nancy over here, okay? I want good vibes only. Y'all need to tell me that my wall decor looks cute. Don't actually, I know it's not cute, but you get what I'm saying. Like, don't be stating the obvious. I know it looks bad, but the fact of the matter is I tried my hardest, okay? That's all that counts, is that I tried my hardest. Anyways, God, I'm rambling so much today. I'm sorry, guys. But we have a big 6-seat dining table in this room, which perfect for the amount of Sims living in here. I'll get to that later. But we have a big dining table. The back wall by the back door, I put like a little hut situation with like some pumpkins and like a flower pot and like some candles and whatever. I thought it was cute. And then on the side where the gallery wall is, I put a bunch more pumpkins. Like, again, I'm telling you, this house is pumpkin overload. And it's not like an enjoyable smell either. Like, I'm imagining like it's like nauseating, like nauseatingly pumpkin spice. That's low-key what my house smells like. I'm not even gonna lie. Anytime a pumpkin spice scent comes out, I'm like buying it. Like, I have an addiction to pumpkin spice and I cannot be cured. I will continue to buy pumpkin spice until the day I die. Thank you very much. But back to the build. We are moving on into the living room, and you can see the I almost said pumpkin spice. You can see the pumpkin TV that I'm using. That was also from the Warlords event. So if you didn't do that event, this will not show up in your game when you go to download that build. And I'm really sorry. But even if you don't have it, you have to agree. Like, that was the most perfect time to use it. Like, out of any time, like, that's the most perfect TV. But about the living room came together like sort of quickly, I guess. The living room's not anything like to write home about. Like, it's not that special. I made my own like custom cabinetry, however you pronounce that. I made my own custom cabinetry on like that back wall that you're seeing right there. I used the Kochi kit stuff for that. There's this like a little pillow and blanket basket. I forgot which pack it came in. I think it's cottage living. It's either cottage living or eco lifestyle. It's one of those two. I think it's cottage living though. And it has like a little pumpkin on it. Like, how perfect is that? I was finding so many niche pumpkin decor stuff in this build. Like, it's crazy. So I made that own like custom cabinetry. I put a bunch of pumpkins and stuff on that. We have an orange couch, obviously, because pumpkin, orange, duh. So I did all of that. I put like an armchair in the corner just because I wanted to fill up space, quite frankly. And then I put some more pumpkins on like the end table. So if your sim wanted to put anything there, I'm sorry, they can't. So sucks to be them, I guess. Anyways, finally, we're moving on into like one of my favorite parts of this build, low-key. So we're moving on into like the office library situation. And this part, it is super comfy. It's super cute. It's literally the pumpkin vibes, if you get what I'm saying. But you might be wondering, what makes this room so special? Well, it has a ladder bookcase. Like, it has a bookcase with a ladder. I would do many things to get a bookshelf, like a bookshelf that stature with a ladder attached to it. Oh my god, a woman can dream. A woman can literally dream, bro. But anyways, I put that big bookcase with a ladder in it. And I put like a little like chair next to it, and I have like a couple stacks of bookcases from it. Also, by the way, if you're wondering where this bookcase is from, it's from the Book Nook kit. If I had to rank it, probably like top 5, top 3 kits, low-key. I'm not even gonna lie. I use that bookcase from the Book Nook kit. Try saying that 5 times fast. Book Nook kit. God, okay. Anyways, I use that, and then I also just put like a big desk just sitting in the middle of the room. And I was thinking, right, like in case your sim needed to like do anything, or you have MC Command Center installed, or just like any of that stuff, you need a computer in your house. So that's the only reason why this part of the room has a desk. Otherwise, I would not have been putting one. I would have just filled it up with more and more books. But we have like a little, like, I use like this typewriter computer thing from Cottage Living. I think it looks super cute. So I use that, put it on the desk and whatever. I didn't clutter the desk or anything because Sims can be a little bit buggy about using desk, like whenever there's clutter on it. So I just didn't put any clutter for the sake of not having to bother with that. And now we're moving on into the bedroom, and this is where things low-key start going downhill. I won't even lie. Okay, well, I lied. I did lie, actually. I'm sorry. This bedroom came along super cute, but like everything after this bedroom I hate. So beware for that. I put this like big bed in by seasons. By seasons. God, I cannot speak today, apparently. I put this I'm proving my point right now. I put this big bed in from Seasons, and I thought it was just the perfect pumpkin color. Like, it has the perfect shade of orange, the perfect pumpkin orange. I'll say that, pumpkin orange. And then it has the brown on it too, just like to match well, yes, actually, pumpkin stems are brown, but sometimes they can be green. But from what I've seen by picking pumpkins at a pumpkin patch, a lot of pumpkin stems are brown because they just get brown because they're not in the freaking ground anymore. I don't know. But I use that, and then I use this rug from, I think it is Get Famous, and I use that rug in there too, and it brings the room together. Like, you know, when you're building, sometimes you're like a little bit concerned about the build and how it's turning out, but as soon as you put that rug in, it's like, oh yes, this is exactly what I needed. This is exactly how the vibes are going, you know? And that rug did just that. So I'm glad I found that rug. And now we're moving into the part where things start going downhill low-key. I won't even lie. So upstairs, the floor plan upstairs, by the way, was a mess. Like, don't even ask me about it. I don't even know what I was doing. Like, it is rough. I can't even lie. So we're not going to talk about the floor plan, but I will talk about these two, like, landing places. So the first landing place that I did is, like, I can't even tell you. I don't know. I put this little bench from the Grange bedroom kit where the staircase goes, and I don't know. Originally I was going to put in another desk, but then I was like, no, I can't, because your Sims can't walk through it. And then I was also trying to fiddle around with a piano as well, just because I thought it would look cute, but there was obviously not space for it. So I ended up settling from that bench right there. And then I also used like a big bookcase as well. And I just like filled it to the brim with like a bunch of like pumpkins and candles and stuff, which, by the way, you should not put in like your real life bookcase. Like, don't put a burning candle on your bookcase. You can put like a fake one or like a non-lit one, but don't like put like actively lit candle there. Anyways, so I added a bunch of pumpkin clutter to that. And then we're moving into the second landing space. There is another one of the famous gallery walls that I was talking about. So that one though, I think it actually looks like quite natural. Like, not to like toot my own horn or anything, but I think it looks like pretty cute. We have that gallery wall on that side, and then I just added a crap ton more pumpkins because, again, this is a pumpkin house. Like, what are you, like, a pumpkin house is gonna have pumpkins in it. By the way, I don't recommend like actually living in this house. Don't live in this house yourself, I mean, because these pumpkins, like, I think they do expire after a while, and I don't want you having like rotten smelly pumpkins all over the place. So like, just use this house as like a decoration, or like put a sim you don't like in here or something. I don't know. So there's that out the way. We are now into like the first bedroom build place thingy of this house, and this room I imagine was like a teen's room. And I know I'm gonna get comments saying that this room isn't pumpkin and like doesn't look pumpkin themed and this, that, and the third. I'm sorry, okay? You can only use so many orange swatches before it gets like repetitive, right? And I basically used as much orange as I could throughout the house, and then I was low-key having to repeat like just swatches that I used. Like, we were getting down to the wire, I'm not even gonna lie to you. So these bedrooms are gonna go by fast, so I have to talk fast, by the way. So we did that teens room. The teens room's messy. Put a bunch of posters and pictures and whatever on the wall. I put the lesbian flag in there because I love to represent my lesbians. I love women. So we got that first room. The second room I was imagining was like more so like a preteen kind of sim lived here. Like, Sims team, if you're watching this, please, I am like begging you, please, for the love of Jebediah, please add preteens to the game. I would do anything for preteens, bro. So that bedroom, I imagine, is for like a preteen kind of sim. So I didn't add much kid clutter to that. I did add an activity table though. There's two in this whole house. There's one in that like preteen room, and then there's one in this child room that we're moving into right now. The child room, can't even gonna lie, that was the room I struggled with the most, because at that point I had used basically about as many orange paintings and stuff as possible, and I didn't want it to look repetitive and boring, so I just slapped like a couple posters on the wall and called it good. I'm not even gonna lie, that room was probably not on screen for like even like a minute, bro. I rushed through that room, and I know it's like the worst looking room of the house. Please be nice to me in the comments, okay? Normally my builds aren't this bad. This is just like a bad first impression if you're watching this video. I mean, like, a lot of that house looks nice, but like that room, just like ignore her, okay? Anyways, we're getting to that point of the build where I'm just trying to add in all of the finishing touches and stuff. I added a little bit more landscaping. I fixed some of the lighting issues. I added some like the pumpkin patch things. I'm gonna make like a little like area for it, if that makes sense. So you'll see in a second. It looks pretty cute. So I did all of that, and then I also added the pumpkin carving station onto the back of the build. I didn't put much on that back porch, but like, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. But I added a pumpkin carving station just because pumpkin house, in case you wanted to like carve pumpkins for your pumpkin house, you can. But we're getting to that point where I'm just adding the finishing touches. And now what I want to do is I want to hop in game in like 2 seconds to show y'all how this build came out, and like give y'all like an actual in-depth tour, and like not one that's just like sped and ran through. So give me like 2 seconds and I will meet y'all in game. So here we are in the finished build, and I think it looks super duper cute. Give you a little 360 of the outside. I didn't do that much in the back, but I added like some pumpkins, because pumpkin house, I would assume that they grew pumpkins. So I have like a little mini pumpkin patch. I have like a swing set, a bunch of pumpkins in the back for whatever reason. There's the other side of the house. But let's actually get started on the inside house tour or whatever. Oh yeah, I lined the like front of the steps with like these little pumpkins. I don't recommend you light them though, because it has like this weird effect like that, just because I had to resize them. So don't light them because they will look weird. But anyways, here is the actual house tour. So you come inside from this like little covered entryway area, and then we have just a little like landing mudroom area situation. I don't know, it's pretty simple. I just got a bookshelf, a bunch of pumpkins. I liked how this came out. I think it looks pretty cute. And then you come straight in here to the kitchen. Oh, the welcome wagon. I don't care. So you come straight in here into the kitchen, and we just have like a little baking cart, more pumpkins everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty simple stuff. And then you come straight from the kitchen into here. You can either go through the front door and just go out the back. I have a little pumpkin carving station right there. Or you can come into the dining room area right here. I think it turned out super cute. I know I said in the speed build I hated this part, but it's starting to grow on me now. So we have that right there. And then we also just have a little like half bathroom with a washer and dryer just in case. You can delete it if you want, but I like to add it. Off this door right here is the master bedroom. I put a couch in there just because empty space. And then we have the bed, dresser, and whatnot. Off here, they have a little bathroom. So they don't have a shower, but there's one upstairs. But this one just has a bath, a sink, and a toilet. Into here, we have the actual living room space. And I like this part a lot too. I like this little gallery wall. There is the living room. And then over here is my favorite room of the house is like the study, office area, whatever. I put like some pile of books with like the little pumpkins. We got a bookshelf with a ladder. We got some blankets, a lamp, just basic stuff. And then you come upstairs through here into the first of two landings. So here is the first landing. I put a little bench, more bookshelves, a bunch of plants everywhere, just really, really simple stuff. And then here is the second landing leading into like all the different bedrooms and stuff. We just got another bench, seating, whatever you want to call it. I put some plants on the wall. And then here is another gallery wall I did. This first room off here is going to be the big bathroom. So we got a toilet, bathtub, a shower, and then a sink as well. This first bedroom we walk into is just what I'm imagining is like a child's room. So we just got kid stuff, kid decorations, a big pumpkin, obviously, because the pumpkin house. I keep saying a pumpkin house. It's a pumpkin inspired house. And then we go into the second room. It has more of like an orangey blue kind of theme, but it's still pretty orange. I'm imagining this is sort of like a preteens room, so I just have more arts and crafts and stuff everywhere. And then right in here is where we have the teens bedroom. Messy stuff on the floor. We got some posters on the wall, some skateboards, a dresser, and all that stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this build. But that is all that I have for this video. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I really do appreciate it, and it helps out the channel a bunch. And I hope you are having an awesome day, night, morning, evening, wherever you are. And I will catch y'all in my next video. Peace out.